Alright. Chat monitor. That's important. That'll take a few minutes to start up. But APR already sees me. Awesome. Pause that. I don't need to be streaming myself in the background. So, hello Internet. It is 2:06 p.m. on Monday, November 2nd, 2020. I'm Mark Amsrai, DJ Amstrack, and I am holding court here on the Throne of Games. Today I am going to be continuing Shadowrun Dragonfall. Last time we learned that Feuerschwinge is apparently stockpiling biological weapons for some reason, which is
Revenge?
Alarming and confusing. Because, like, why does a dragon need biological weapons? Also, we learned, like, confirmed that she was not killed on the day of the Dragonfall, but rather that her soul was forced, her astral essence, which is effectively her soul, was forced out of her body and not allowed to return. That sounds a lot like death, but it isn't. Like, the body did not die. The body went dormant without its essence there, but it's still very much alive. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And that's... yeah. Radioactive ghost dragon. Basically.
No one's home, but the lights are on. And the homeowner keeps trying to break in.
Yep. Homeowner forgot the keys.
And is starting to have success getting the window open.
Mm-hmm. The lights are on, but you're not home. Your will is not your own. Your heart beats in double time. Another kiss, and you'll be mine. One track mind. You can't be saved. Oblivion is all you crave. You da-da-ba, don't know the words. You ba-da-da, you da-da-da. Oh, you'd like to think that you're immune to the stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm just singing to fill time while I wait for the thing to finish coming up. It's closer to the truth to say you can't get enough. You know you're gonna have to face it. You're addicted to blood. Alright. can see the chat now. Let's get this started. There.
Yes, I can see. I don't know why we're doing Robert Palmer, but I can see you and you.
What was the line that got me started on that? It's like Daniel said something that was almost a line from that song, and that got me started.
Oh, thank you, Daniel.
They said the lights are on.
Not for what you said.
Oh yeah, he said nobody's home but the lights are on, is what he said. That's right. Alright then. Let's let's go help Iger deal with that assassin in Shotten Nest. Ass out. Ass in, ass out. Ass in, ass out.
Why?
I don't know. It's the worst hokey pokey. Yeah.
Turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Must bring Iger. Must bring Cyberware Deactivator.
Let's bring sandwich in case he gets it.
Is that the Cyberware? Yep, that's the deactivator. Alright. Let's go. Shotten Nest. The Keats next door to the Kreutz Bazaar, and an object lesson in anarchy gone wrong. Violent gangs rule the streets here, trading territory to the roar of gunfire. The streets are a war zone. As dangerous as Shotten Nest already is, it could be worse. The gangs are vicious, but disorganized. They pose little risk to their neighbors. With little more than a makeshift barricade and a few volunteers, the Kreutz Bazaar has successfully insulated itself from the chaos of its neighboring Keats. The engineer could change all of that. He has to be stopped, and the F-State as a whole needs to be alerted to what his clients are trying to do. It's up to you and Iger to make sure that happens. Let's also give her a gold trauma kit.
I might bring one and I'll complete that to gold trombone.
A gold trombone. I think those are usually made of brass.
It's Pigamente. They probably sound like ass if you made them out of gold.
As you near the edge of the Kreutz Bazaar, the familiar piss and asphalt stench of Shotten Nest crawls into your nostrils and sticks in the back of your throat. The dilapidated husks of burnt-out buildings loom above you, giving the place an air of menace. I was hoping to put this place behind me after the Humanus run. So,
Do we not have a bigger one of these?
a bigger saw? Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, it's adorable!
Isn't that cute? A cute little baby saw. I'm not sure this is enough to cut down the branches that might not be able to get out the gate because, you know.
I think it'll be sufficient.
The felled
It's
branches.
probably not like the ideal tool for the job, but I think it'll work.
What about the...
Yeah, because it's not like we need to cut it down to size. It's just some of the stuff that's sticking way out.
Yeah.
You know, we need to cut off some of those.
What about the big chalk-lorded parrot beak looking printing chips? What the hell is that?
That's true. Some of that should take care of.
Because the big one that's like got a freaking parrot beak curve going on it.
Uh-huh.
That is a monster of a cutter.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably between the two.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alright, carry on.
But I checked mine, actually. Something about a carousel?
Yeah.
I didn't see any horses, though.
Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Funny thing is, a syndicate presence might actually help Shotnest, in the short term at least. They'd clean up the streets if nothing else. Don't tell me you're changing your mind. Not for a second. A syndicate, any syndicate in Shotnest would be a disaster for the Kreutz Bazaar. Let the people on the other side of the gate deal with their own problems. I won't allow my home to be endangered for their sake. Oh yeah, the gatekeeper. I remember you. You again? Well, you ignored my warning last time, and you ain't dead, so I guess you can handle yourself. Let him through, Sergey. Be careful out there.
Sergey?
Sergey. Not Sergey. Although he does appear to be wearing a bright pink sash.
Oh, well. He's confident at the very least.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, that's not a sash, that's like the hose of a gas mask. And it appears to be like neon. What have we here? Bliss. I'll send it to the stash. Rambach gang up ahead. Maybe there's a way around? Perhaps. Let's take a look in the other direction, see if I overlooked anything over here. Cardboard box. The cardboard box is filled with makeshift bedding. A homeless person must be using it to keep warm at night. You find a basic, uncertified cred stick underneath the pillow. Now, leave it. I'm not going to take some homeless person's money. What? What do you want? Just looking for some information. I bet you are. I've seen your type before. You're probably looking for someone, or looking for something that's been stolen. Either way, the Rambach won't be happy about you sticking your nose into Schottenest. I'm new in town. What's hot around here? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. All there is to do in Schottenest is get your arse beat by gangs until you decide to join one. Why don't you move? There are safer keats not far from here. That takes money. Rent ain't free, unless you're suggesting I start living on the street. At least here I have a roof over my head. Alright, I'm leaving. I got pots and pans. You need pots and pans? No, but some info would be nice. You see any new friends of the Rambach show up lately? Yeah, sure I have. What's it to you? The woman eyes you up and down, clearly waiting for you to make an offer. I'll make things very bad for the Rambach once I know where their friend is staying. They're just down the street, in the warehouse with the grass in front. New guy showed up a few days ago, seems like a bigwig. They've been moving a product through there ever since. What kind of product? That'd cost you extra, sweetie. Is it important? Sure. Drugs, guns, the usual. Seems like more drugs than guns lately, so maybe things will pick up around here. Thanks. No problem, honey. I got the best deals on pots and pans this side of Spandau. The warehouse door is a windowless slab of reinforced densoplast. The keypad entry system sits to one side. Yeah, not right now. The engine's still warm. Colors on the tail clearly mark it as Rambach property. Got any ideas, Iger? It looks secure. She examines the heavy door, scowling. I might be able to blast it open with a controlled explosive, but that'd spook anyone inside. Probably best if we could just find the code. I don't suppose you know anything about that. That warehouse you told me about is locked up with a key code panel. You know anything about that? Sure, I could help you out there. For a price. I'll be doing you a favor once I get that code, you know. Not this time. Pay up or no deal. 500, no less. I gotta make a living, you know. Sure. The code is 292 something. I don't know the last number. That'll get you most of the way, though. Enjoy. You don't even know the whole thing? I'm not going near that place. Good luck. Well, I mean, that's 10 tries. cuts down the complexity exponentially. There we go. The door unlocks. In there! That's our man. How do we get in there? I can effectively block them over there. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 if I just want to make it inconvenient for them. 4, 5. Botulist? Miss? Oh, come on. Oh boy. Okay, well that's good at least. Ow! Don't like that. Whoa! There. This is going poorly. Okay, this is not going well. I'm going to reload that last autosave. Which might drop me back at the very beginning of this area, but that's fine. I didn't do much. Oh good, it's right here. Wait, why didn't killing the conjurer automatically dismiss the elemental spirit? That's weird.
Had it turned on?
No. I hadn't had time to turn on them. Ow. Seriously? on. Finally. Why is accuracy so poor? There. Finally hit. Jeez. Yikes. And he gets away. Jeez, how am I supposed to deal with this? There. Nice. Help me drag this guy back to the warehouse. We're going to find out what he knows. The engineer lies splayed out on the ground, his body trembling violently. Iger shoves a bottle up his nose and squeezes. The engineer shudders violently, then the trembling begins to subside. She glances at you. An aerosol BZD, to help treat the seizures. Bannock was kind enough to include it in his goodie bag. It won't last long, but it should give Yuli here enough muscular control to answer a few questions. The engineer's voice comes out in a trembling stutter. You... troll.
My answer.
Iger raises an eyebrow. See? He's talking already. The engineer's eyes burn with hate. Beads of sweat dot his brow as he struggles to control the tremors that rack his body. I'm sorry that we had to use that thing on you. Must be terrible having the shakes like that. It is. Is that what you want to hear? Slowly, the orc's eyes shift from Iger to you. I know the troll bitch. We have history. But you are a stranger to me. Are you sure that you have the stomach for this, stranger? Not many do. I'll manage. But if you give us what we want, this'll go a whole lot easier on you. I've gotten nothing for you, Shadowrunner. His voice sounds stronger now. The stutter that marred his speech has almost completely faded away. The sooner you learn that, the better off we'll all be. Oh, Yuli. She slaps him across the face, splitting his lip down the middle. The impact sounds like a gunshot. You're in no position to make demands. Iger leans in toward the engineer. He recoils, grinding the back of his head against the grease-stained Duraplast tiles.
Sounds like you're playing good cop.
You're helpless. Effing cripple. Her voice comes out in a snarl. But if you answer our questions, things will go easier for you. So tell us, whose payroll are you on? She grabs a fistful of the orc's hair and lifts his head. Her face is inches from his. Tell us who sent you to Schottenest. There is a long pause. Eventually the engineer looks away. Alright. You want to know so badly, I'll tell you. Tamanus sent me here. They want to use Schottenest as a base of operations in Berlin. My point of contact is a ghoul named Beetle. He leans forward and locks eyes with Iger. There. You've got your intel. Now set me free or kill me. Yuli. Iger leans back, shaking her head. You wouldn't roll over on an employer this easily. Your rep tells me that much. He raises an eyebrow in a look of mock astonishment. No. No, Iger's right. You're jerking us around. You wanted a name, I gave you a name. Want more? I can give you those, too. I can name you 100 clients who'd love a piece of Schottenest. How do you intend to determine who really sent me? You let us worry about that. Oh, I intend to. He wrestles the corner of his mouth up into a smirk. I've got no worries. I already know what my future holds. Maybe you try to reason with me and that fails. Maybe you try coercion. That'll get you nowhere, too. You try beating on me, and I start giving names. More names than you know what to do with. Torture me or don't, it'll all end the same way. I'll be dead, you'll know nothing for certain, and my clients will move ahead on schedule. Cooperate, and maybe it doesn't have to end that way. Maybe you'll get out of here alive. You think I'm delusional, man? I'm already dead. The she-troll beside you is going to put a bullet in my brain as soon as she gets what she wants. Just look at her. Take a long look at that ugly troll face. She's just aching to put me in the ground. Iger's hands bunch into fists. She's still smiling, but you can feel the heat of the hatred behind her eyes. You've got bigger issues to worry about than my face, Yuli. If you don't start telling me what I want to hear in the next 30 seconds, this is going to get messy. I know that look, Yuli. I'd start talking if I were... The engineer cuts you off. A perverse smile has spread itself across his face. You know, Iger, he takes his time pronouncing the name, savors it. I'd like to tell you a story. We share so much history, you and I. Iger says nothing, but her eyes narrow. The engineer continues, his grin broadening. This is a funny story. It's a story about your time in the KSK. A story about futility. I can tell you all the many lives you've touched, and how the syndicates touched them again afterward. Would you like that? There's a long pause. Eventually, Iger turns to face you. Biel, do me a favor. Sweep the building for intel. Anything that we might have missed on the way in? Yeah, I'm on it. Take good care of our friend here. She shoots a disgusted glance at your captive. Yeah, don't worry. I will. And actually, while she continues the interrogation, I need to go record my life. I will be right back.
Poems and underscores.
I could also use some more to drink. Oh no, wait, I have more drink there than I thought I did. Never mind. That can wait. It looks melted. The cargo container is empty. Nope, chemical storage barrels, but I was drinking, so I didn't see the rest of what it said. It's a dead body. The broken body of a human man lies on the floor. His face is a mess of fresh cuts and congealing blood, and his head is oddly deformed. Despite his wounds, his mouth is twisted into a macabre smile. Inspect. Judging by the shape of the ganger's head, you'd guess that his skull has been fractured in at least 3 places. The center of his forehead is particularly gruesome. It looks soft, as though the skin were stretched like a tent between shards of broken bone. Looking up, you can see a great smear of gore on the door of the room that you found him in. The implications are clear. This man bashed his own head in trying to get out, and he did it with a smile on his face. His hands are badly broken too. You've seen these sorts of injuries after bare-knuckle fistfights, but never anything this severe. This man punched something hard, and went on punching until his hands were reduced to useless slabs of meat. Step away. Gruesome. Forklift? What a suspicious forklift. The forklift's tires are flat. Looks like it hasn't been used in years.
House.
Oh wait, there was... Yeah, that was... Why didn't that appear before? This generic courier drone has been snapped together out of prefab parts from a dozen different manufacturers. It's a cheap utilitarian thing, remarkable only in that it is so incredibly plain. A half-bright teenager could cobble something like this together in an afternoon. The drone sits in a charging cradle, its turbofan unpowered. A cheerful green light blinks on its front panel to remind you that it's still active. You can see the silhouette of something under the flimsy plastic dome of the drone's cargo compartment. Whatever this thing was here to deliver, it's still carrying it. Pop the lid. You depress the catch on the container's plastic lid. Rather than swinging open, the lid slides back to reveal a touchpad. Looks as though this thing is password locked. Examine the drone more closely. Taking a closer look, you notice something strange. There is a set of electrical contact plates lining the lip of the drone's cargo compartment. It's a fair bet that this thing is outfitted with an anti-tampering system of some kind. Step away. As you approach, you can see that the engineer's chest is sheeted with blood. Most of it seems to be streaming from his nose, which has been crushed into a wad of bloody meat. Iger turns to face you, her bunched fists dripping red. Find anything? She speaks to you through clenched teeth. Her voice sounds strange, and her cheeks are flushed. I thought you said that we weren't going to resort to torture. This isn't torture. It's justice. If you knew half of what this bastard has done, if you heard the things that he just told me, you'd do the same. Maybe so, but you're on edge and I need you calm. Beating on him isn't helping. She pauses, then turns away. Just tell me what you found. Yes, please. The engineer's voice is thick and wet. He smiles through a set of gore-streaked teeth. Enlighten us. I found a body in the other room. From the looks of him, he tried using his head to beat down a steel-reinforced door. Interesting, but not unusual in these parts. There are all kinds of drugs that could make a person act that way, and most of them aren't hard to get in a place like Shot-Nest. Have you found anything else? I must have missed something. I'll keep searching. Okay, well apparently I need whatever's in that drone. I just don't like the fact that it's got the, anti-tamper whatever. I don't know what that's going to,
Do you need, like, detecting or drone control or something? Or...
Drone control. Which I don't have. I'm a druid.
You're serious? I stopped working at that. Second, I was emulating a really weird video game box cover. I think you've seen it.
I have. I know what you're talking about.
I think she has too. It's been on screen.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she noticed.
True. A lot of colorful boxes to hang out on screen. And look at this mess. You can tell I'm doing work because I have a crap ton of multicolored windows scattered everywhere.
Holding the drone steady with one hand, you shatter the flimsy plastic that protects its cargo with the other. The reaction is swift and violent. Within a fraction of a second, the air is filled with a loud hissing sound, and the drone erupts in flame. A growing hole in its undercarriage begins spitting out a hail of white-hot sparks. You've seen this kind of reaction before. A thermite charge, no doubt wired to act as an anti-tampering device. It'll continue to burn through the drone until there's nothing left. Try to grab whatever's in the cargo compartment. Oh, that killed me. You reach into the hole that you smashed in the compartment's lid. The heat is unbearable, and your body is showered with white-hot sparks. Everywhere a spark touches you, it burns a neat pinhole through your clothing, and a white-hot lance of pain arcs through your body. In retrospect, this might not have been the best of ideas.
That really shouldn't have killed you, though.
Okay, how far back does this say?
Burn the hell out of you? Yes. Like, game over guilt? No?
I was already kind of wounded.
Like, you tried to
Oh no, I'm all the way back here.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And then you try to reach into the cargo compartment of something that's burning from thermite. You're going to get a few nasty little white hot lances to the hand and back the F off immediately. Shoot, it's too far, it's too far in. Ow, 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 ow. It's all cauterized. Stupid for trying. Ow. Any tongs! A little more careful or lucky at the fighting portion, and so have more HP, which to withstand the threat.
Maybe.
Maybe there's a better choice.
Okay then. Regular old grenade. And I'm dead. I think I got lucky last time.
Oh. But you got beat up last time.
Uh-huh.
You need to respec a little, or...
Not really any respecking to do, unfortunately.
Pick a different spell set to have ready
Actually,
to make up for the evasive nature of your enemies. Equip yourself an Eiger with different gear, more tuned to what you're fighting.
An Egger?
Eiger.
I can't really re-equip my party members. They have what they have.
Oh, they're stuck with what they got for the entirety of their plan?
Basically.
You can't buy them upgrades?
Can't buy them upgrades. I can buy them items to carry with them, but they also wind up with a set that is, part of their loadout is treated as part of their stats. Like, with their pay, they do upgrade their own weapons, etc. And they boost their own abilities in ways that make sense for the way that... no, like, every so often they get a choice between two different abilities that I get to choose which direction I want them specializing in. But overall, they control their own advancement, for the most part. Anyway, now I need more to drink. Okay, let's see if 2 ranks of dodge help. There we go. what he knows. Okay, back through this. Feeling better, Yuli? Ready to chat? My name's VL, and you're going to answer our questions one way or the other. Just keep telling yourself that, tough guy. He wasn't telling himself. She slaps him across the face, splitting his lip down the middle. The impact sounds like a gunshot. He was telling you. Yes. No, Iger's right. You're jerking us around. I've got a couple of ideas. You can try beating the truth out of me. You can try cutting on me. Get creative with the pliers if you like. Every time you hurt me, I'll give you a different name. Torture me or don't, it'll all end the same way. I'll be dead, you'll know nothing for certain, and my clients will move ahead on schedule. Help us out then. If you're already dead, why care about being a snitch? I won't give your she-troll the satisfaction. She wants it. That's why she won't get it. I know that look, Yuli. Yeah, all of this. Yeah, I'm on it. Take good care of our friend here. Yeah, I overlooked that before. That could be vital. There's a small ledger lying on this crate. The cover is cheap leatherette, and the paper is tissue-thin newsprint. The pages are filled to overflowing with handwritten text. You don't recognize the language, but judging by the accent marks, you'd guess it's a Scandinavian tongue. While you can't read it, the arrangement of the text tells you that the ledger is primarily being used as an address book. Pocket the book and move on. This person again. Step away. Do I get anything else from looking at it the second time? No. What did the barrel say? Chemical storage barrels. A light jostle shows that they're completely empty. Looks melted, the cargo container is empty. And then there's this one. Examine the drone more closely. Yep, anti-tampering system. Step away. Thought you said that we weren't going to resort to torture. Beating on him isn't helping. I found this ledger. I don't recognize the language, but it looks Scandinavian. Iger leafs through the journal, quickly flipping the soy calf-stained pages. Norwegian, maybe? I'm thinking that this is written in Bokmal. She frowns. I can't read it, but it looks like a shipping manifest. Yeah, something like that. There are a lot of addresses in there. She riffles through the pages, flipping the cheap paper with her thumbnail. It looks like addresses all the way through. Some are annotated, but I can't see any names. 2/3 of the way through the book, she stops short. Find something interesting? Wordlessly, she turns the journal around. At the top of the page, written in a different hand, is a single word. It's written in English, but you can understand it all the same. Wednesday. She nods. Yeah. Not particularly helpful without a full date, but I guess it's something. Of course, Wednesday might not refer to a day of the week at all. It could be a code for something. Taken out of context like this, it's impossible to say. So what do you make of this? This should be good. Iger ignores him. Her gaze remains fixed on the book. It might be nothing. Or it could mean that he's back in bed with the Lobachevsky Syndicate. The engineer holds his silence. Say nothing. Did you find anything else? We need to be sure about this before moving forward. I found a body in the other room. From the looks of him, he tried using his head to beat down a steel-reinforced door. Okay. So, I have a potential password now. Bingo.
Password's Wednesday.
The plastic lid of the cargo container pops open with a click. Inside, you find what appears to be a homemade SimSense chip. It sits securely in a custom-made plastic bracket. Take the chip. You pop the chip out of the bracket and pocket it. A few seconds later, an angry hissing sound comes from somewhere deep within the drone. Step back. As you step away from the drone, the hissing sound grows into a roar. Bright white sparks spit out from the drone's melting chassis and streak across the room. You've seen this kind of reaction before. Thermite. Whoever built the drone must have wired it with a self-destruct device. Within seconds, all that is left of the little drone is a molten wreck on the charging cradle. Foul-smelling smoke pours from the remains. You steal another glance at the chip that you recovered, and turn away. Find anything else? There are a pair of courier drones in the other room. No markings, they looked custom built. One of them had been slagged, but the other had this chip in its storage compartment. When you produce the chip, the engineer's eyes widen slightly. He turns his head, and coughs rack his body. Interesting. This means something to you, Yuli. Iger takes the chip from you and holds it up to the light. No identifying markings. I've seen enough BTLs in my time to know one when I see it, but this is different. It's been modified somehow. Go ahead and slot it, bitch. It'll take you on the ride of your life. Iger raises an eyebrow. Smack him for me, will you? I'm busy. Hit him. Your fist connects with the ruined meat of the engineer's nose. He coughs, chokes on his own blood, and then spits a wad of it into your chest. You don't know what you're holding, slag. He spits the words out like venom. His eyes are locked on the chip in Iger's hand. Slowly he licks his lips. You don't deserve to touch that chip. Thought that this guy was a professional. He is. I know his rep. I know that he's much too careful to get himself addicted to Sims. She glances at the engineer. His eyes are locked on the chip. If these things have him hooked this badly, they must be even more addictive than standard BTLs. This wouldn't be the first time that something like this hit the streets. Talk with enough Sim junkies and you'll hear all about it. Jokies? I can talk. Interesting. Tell me more. There's a sort of legend out on the streets. The ultimate high. They called it 2XS. Huh, never heard of it. Supposedly it hit the streets of Seattle a couple of years ago. It vanished after a couple of months. There one day, gone the next. Nobody knows why. BLTs.
BLT chip. You slot it into your brain and you taste a sandwich.
Scary stuff. I haven't heard rumors of anything like that around here, thank God. I'm not saying that this is 2XS, or even anything like it, but there are Sims out there that are even stronger than BTLs. It's possible that this is one of them. She turns to face the engineer. You got anything to add to that, Yuli? You have no idea how wrong you are about all of this. He struggles to rise from the floor, but his muscles refuse to cooperate. Finally, he gives up with a scowl. If I could move my arms, I'd take that chip from you and show you what it does. I'm sure that you would. She glances over her shoulder at you. Good find, VL. You've struck a nerve. Any other thoughts? Yeah, actually. I think that I might know where the other chip went. Remember that body that I found in the other room? Yeah, good thought. Go check it out, but be quick. I don't know how long it'll be before we have company here. I'm on it. The ruined body lies crumpled on the floor. Its fractured skull glistens wetly in the light. Search for the missing chip. Peeling back a patch of matted hair, you find something that a casual viewer would have missed. The man has a chip jack. It's a cheap model, sufficient for loading Simpsons chips and BTLs, but little else. It doesn't take much effort for you to pry it open. Inside the chip jack, you find a glob of plastic. It looks as though whatever this guy was running melted down sometime after he slotted it. A chip jack like this couldn't generate enough heat to destroy a Simpsons chip. The only logical conclusion is that the chip itself was wired to melt down after use. Take the burned out chip and leave. The engineer's eyes remain locked on the chip. His face has gone pallid white, and his shirt is drenched with sweat. His eyes bulge, and his breathing is heavy. Iger glances up from your manic captive and looks you in the eye. Find what you were looking for? Yeah, I pried his chip jack open and found a blob of melted plastic inside. It was still warm to the touch. Iger examines the remnants of the chip in your fingers. I've heard of things like this before. Single-use Sims designed to self-destruct after they're slotted. Keeps the customers from reusing the same BTL over and over again. I'd say that you found our missing chip. I don't know who would willingly slot something like this. It drove him to kill himself. From the looks of the body, he enjoyed every second of it. The engineer lets out a chuckle. It's a hoarse barking sound. You don't know a damn thing. I know that we have something you want, something you're willing to die for. Death is nothing. Nothing! If you'd seen what I've seen, you would know for yourselves. The chip, it opens your eyes. Slot one and you become a god! Iger stares at him, her expression flat. The engineer sneers. I too was a skeptic. Then the wolf caught me, and the raven opened my eyes, and now at last I can see! Suddenly he lurches forward. Every muscle in his body goes tight, and the cords stand out on his neck. Give me the chip! It was promised to me! I need it! Tell us who you're working for, and it's all yours. The engineer spits out a mouthful of blood. It hits the tile floor with a sickening splat. He grinds his teeth, then snarls out a single word. Winter night. There is a moment of silence. Finally, Iger speaks. Never heard of them. Of course you haven't, bitch! If you had, you'd already be dead. They don't leave loose ends. His body begins to tremble. It looks like the drugs are wearing off. They have money, she-troll. Money and influence enough to put the syndicates to shame. Even I cannot say how much, but I do know that what I've seen is just the tip of the spear. Alright, let's say that you're telling the truth, and some sort of secret society is behind this. What do they want with Schottenest? They do not tell me these things. All I know is that they want to store things here. Crates, boxes, shipped from all over. No cargo inspections, and no traces back to them. What are they shipping in? Weapons? Drugs? Or are these BTLs? He eyes her incredulously. You think I asked them? It's not my place to know. All that I know is that is what was promised to me. Give me the chip! His voice comes out in a shivering screech. You promised! He promised you the chip. Iger smiles at the engineer. Slowly, she pulls a knife from her belt. Its serrated edge glints in the light. I, on the other hand, didn't offer you a goddamn thing. Maybe we should just let him slot the thing. She looks at the chip in her fingers, then down at the engineer's trembling body. Slowly, a smile spreads across her face. Not unless he sweetens the deal. You hear that, Yuli? I'll give you what you want, but you need to make it worth my while. He licks his lips and nods feverishly. I have a stash here in this warehouse. A custom rifle. It's all yours if you give me what is mine. Iger looks back over to you and raises an eyebrow. I could use a new rifle. What do you think, fearless leader? Deal. Once we know where the stash is, give him the chip. The engineer nods feverishly. Over there, in the corner, there's a duffel bag under the floor plate. Now give it to me! All right, Yuli. It's all yours. Iger leans in and grabs the engineer's head with her left hand, then pries his chip jack open with her right. She slaps the chip into the jack, then clicks it shut. Seconds pass. Nothing happens. What have you done? Why don't I feel anything? Oops. Sorry, Yuli. I guess the cyberware deactivator shut down your chip jack, too. Somewhere in the back of that addled skull, I'm sure that you probably knew that. But then hope springs eternal, doesn't it? I said that we'd give you the chip. Never promised that it would work. I'm going to kill you! Do you hear me? I'll rip out your spine! Good luck with that. The engineer's eyes bulge, and he beats the back of his head against the floor. He opens his mouth to speak again, but the only sound that comes out is a gurgling scream. Iger takes a step back. Something's wrong. Look at his hands. The orc's mil-spec cyber arms are twitching. His fingers seem to move of their own accord, writhing aimlessly in the air. The light on his chip jack begins to blink. How long was that cyberware deactivator supposed to last? She reaches for her shotgun. Longer than this. I'm going to kill Bannock when... The engineer's body surges forward, a violent, convulsive motion. His eyes bulge out of his skull, then his chest evaporates in a spray of light. Whoa! Step back, VL! Way back! As you watch, the chemical fire that rages from the engineer's body blackens his flesh and spits sparks across the room. It's the same reaction that you saw when the drone went up. A thermite reaction. It takes him a full minute to stop twitching. His employers, Winter Night. They must have implanted that thing in him. Yeah, and judging by the way he reacted, he didn't know that they'd done it. They must have thrown it in while he was getting other work done. I'm willing to bet that if we hadn't used the cyberware deactivator on him, he'd have gone out before he had the chance to spill any names. If you were looking for proof of who his employer was, I think that was it. I think that this was it. She nods, then casts a final glance at the charred remains of the engineer. Yeah, we know who to warn the Flux State about. Let's grab the rifle and go. We're done here.
Grab the rifle and go.
Now, which corner did he mean? Oh, right there. You reach into the vent, and retrieve a navy blue duffel bag, just as the engineer said you would. The distinctive shape of a rifle barrel can be seen through the canvas. Here you go, Iger. All yours. She takes the bag from you and unzips it. Her eyes go wide. He said that this was custom. He wasn't kidding. Gingerly, she reaches into the bag and pulls out a sleek, angular shape. This is a Steyr AUG-CSL multi-weapon system. A very nice and very expensive piece of hardware. Yuli put a lot of aftermarket work into this. I don't even recognize some of the accessories he's bolted onto this thing. You feel comfortable using it? She shoulders the rifle and peers through its scope. A grin grows on her face. Yes. Yes, I do. It looks like these aftermarket mods have more or less locked it into an assault rifle configuration, but that's alright. I've been looking for a worthy mid-range weapon, and this'll do nicely. She slings the rifle, then claps you on the shoulder. Come on, fearless leader. Let's get back home. Hang on, Iger. I'm not comfortable leaving Winter Night to the Flux State. I think we should handle them ourselves. Whew, that's a big ask, but hell yeah, more story. What you're suggesting is beyond the scope of our capabilities. I don't have any contacts in Norway. We wouldn't even know where to begin looking for Winter Night, and if we found them, what then? The two of us aren't going to stop an international conspiracy on our own. We're good, but we're not that good. You've got a point there. I could say speak for yourself, and I'm kind of curious about what that yields, but it probably just makes her think we're crazy. Yeah, you've got a point there. We'll let the Flux State handle it. Good call. Let's go.
Yep. Flux used to be a term for intestinal distress.
The U-Bahn whisks you back toward the Kreutz Bazaar, Iger standing by your side. The image of the engineer's body disintegrating in flame replays itself over and over in your mind. The bright flash, the shower of sparks, the overpowering stench of sizzling meat. A blue-green afterimage hangs suspended in the center of your field of vision, and it refuses to be blinked away. From what Iger told you, the engineer was a menace, an international criminal at the top of his game, and as you watched, he was consumed from within by a device that marked him as disposable. The rattle of your U-Bahn car coming to a halt shakes you from your reverie. You're home. Let's see how... Yeah, let's, Yes, mein Freund, we are now ready to open up to donations once again. Thanks to your kind assistance, the shelter is now fully stocked with blankets and space heaters, and we've enough rice, salt, and barley to last through the winter. But guaranteeing the physical well-being of the Kreuzbazar's needy is only a part of the equation. We must see to their mental well-being as well. Our next goal is to fully stock the library. With 350 new yen, we could make the purchase. Whatever you could spare would be most appreciated. Here, just take what you need. I've got you covered. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, mein Freund. Not a big deal, Sam. Do good with it. Marvelous. Truly marvelous. With this contribution, we have reached our second goal. We will put this money to use stocking the library with a full range of literature, philosophy, poetry, and training manuals. Thank you again for your help, VL. You've made a tremendous difference to this community. Happy to help, Sam. The Kreuzbazar needs more people like you, mein Freund. Okay, well, I know that one thing that I need to do is restock on medical supplies. I went through a lot of medkits back there. Hey, Lucky. What's going on? Ah, nothing new with her. And of course he's not still hanging around there. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and spend the remaining 3 karma that I have on another point of dodge. Just to make me a little less vulnerable. Hey, Cammy, what's up with you? Hey there, how you been? Could be worse. Can't it always? Be well, mein Freund. Stay safe. Yeah, since main story hasn't progressed any further, there's probably not a lot new going on around. I'm looking to buy some magic. Talk to Algernon. Be well, Orc. Hey, Algernon. A slow spell would have been helpful in that last thing. Since I don't have a whole lot else to spend money on, let's get some powerful elemental fetishes. Just stock most of them, but they'll be on hand that way. Actually, while I am sure that it won't actually matter from a gameplay perspective, it seems to me that Blitz's situation is a little more volatile than Glory's. So while I'm honestly a little more interested in Glory's, it seems to make more sense to help Blitz out first. Travel to the Landenberg Rings Bank in Dragonfall to clear Blitz's debt. Dragonfall. It'd be high up on anyone's list of places to avoid, but that's where you're headed, and you're going there alone this time. The last time that you saw Blitz, he was carting his portable terminal over to Cafe Chesva, presumably so that he could do his decking in the most comfortable environment possible. Like everything else related to Dragonkippa, the U-Bahn train that services it is in poor repair. The car that you're riding in stinks like a chemical toilet on a hot day. On the floor near the doorway, you catch sight of a trampled lump of tattered fur. The longer you stare at it, the more convinced you become that you're looking at the remains of a long-dead squirrel. The train rumbles to a stop, and the doors slide open. Time to get this over with. Yeah, nothing else to, swap around. Swap around. Stepping out of the U-Bahn tunnel, you once again find yourself in the squalid alleys of Dragonkippa. This place is a pit. Piles of waste, human and otherwise, litter the streets. The gutted husks of commercial buildings stand hollow and empty all around you. Your comlink crackles to life, and you can hear the distant sounds of Cafe Chesva, merriment, laughter, the clink of silverware on china. Typo, Bits' voice cuts in a second later. Bits. Hey, Chief! Ready to do this thing? Are you? Sounds like you're nice and cozy in there. He scoffs. Course I am. I've had this run planned out for years, like I said. You hear a slurping sound, presumably Blitz taking a sip of steaming hot soy calf. The only steam that you can see out here is your own breath condensing in the frigid night air. Enjoying your soy calf, buddy? Oh, sure, Chief. Nothing like a nice hot mug of soy calf on a cold night. You're telling me, Blitz. Yeah, Chief. I guess that it must be pretty frosty out there, huh? Another distant roar of laughter crackles over your comlink. Presumably, the patrons of Cafe Chesva are having a lovely evening. Sorry about that. But look on the bright side. You get to have an adventure. That's something, right? You owe me for this, man. Yeah, Chief. Yeah, I do. A plain-looking man in a fancy suit taps away at his PDA. He's an older guy, probably in his late 50s. In the filth-strewn streets of Dragonkippa, he stands out like a sore thumb. At the sound of your approach, he stops what he's doing and shifts his gaze to you. Viel, right? Yeah, that's me. Do I know you? Do I know you? No, you don't, but you're about to. My name is Hassenkamp. I'm Mr. Grinder's accountant. What a remarkable coincidence. Hassenkamp nods. His expression is deadpan. Mr. Grinder sent me to ensure that the money transfer goes according to plan. When you enter the building, I'm going with you.
Blitz Grinder. The lightning sandwich.
No, not Blitz Grinder.
Oh.
That's not That's not Grinder. Well, the more the merrier, I guess. Welcome aboard. Really? No arguments? Not even a veiled threat? He blinks. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting this to go so smoothly. You're an extra set of eyes and a gun, and you aren't asking me to pay you. That's good enough for me. He nods appreciatively. Pragmatic. I like that. And I have to admit, VL, this is a pleasant surprise. You Shadowrunners have a reputation, you know. Amateurish, headstrong, unwilling to listen to reason. Blitz's voice crackles in over your comlink. What the hell is this? Grinder didn't say anything about his accountant tagging along. Case in point. Hello, Blitz. Answer the question, man. If Grinder wanted you here, why didn't he say so up front? Hassenkamp's lip curls into a wry grin. Mr. Grinder doesn't have to explain himself to you. You're in his pocket, remember? If you want back out of it, you'll do what he says. Out of curiosity, how did Meat Grinder even know that I'd be here? Your pal Blitz. He sent Mr. Grinder a message with a complete breakdown of your plan about an hour ago. He did, huh? Your comm crackles to life. Well, of course I did, Chief. How could I be sure that this would get me off the hook if I didn't ask? And so, to find out, you let a homicidal loan shark know exactly when and where to find me. Well, that's not exactly how I'd put it, but... yeah, I guess. In my own defense, I didn't expect him to send his accountant to shadow you, though. That's a new one on me. I hate to interrupt, but if you two are finished, I'd like to get this show on the road. He glances at his wristwatch. I want to get back home before my grandkids go to bed. Couldn't agree more. It's your turn, Blitz. Get the door open so that we can get inside. You got it, Chief. Say what?
Is this accountant getting hazard pay or something? He's old enough for grandkids. What the hell is he doing out here?
His voice is eager. Heading inside. This won't take 5 seconds. A Gatekeeper IC program stands impassively, waiting to challenge all comers. Visitor, identity unknown. Please present security code string. Let's see here. Override security access, root command, trapdoor. There is a brief pause, then the IC flashes twice. Access granted. Yeah, that's what I thought. Before I wander in there, though, I'm going to look around. Most of these other gateways look inactive. But if there is something to be found, I would like to find it. Okay, looks like there is not. A piece of Watcher IC turns, flashing angrily. A rapid-fire sequence of lights pulse out a warning. Keep away. Check my credentials with your friend back there. Go on, I can wait. A moment later, the Watcher IC flickers apologetically. Secondary security verification approved. Super user status verified. Query, how may I help you today? Just step aside, pal, I'm in a rush. The program obediently moves aside. Proceed, and have a pleasant day. Don't mind if I do. Main system hardware firewall. And that should do it, Chief. You're good to head on inside. The main server should be just ahead. A shocking display of competence from the red-haired disaster. That's what Mr. Grinder calls your pal, by the way. He's got a rep around these parts. For some strange reason, all of his friends keep dying. Don't listen to this asshole, Chief. He shouldn't even be here. He wouldn't be here if you hadn't spilled the beans to Meat Grinder. Unfortunately for all of us, me especially, I am here, so let's just get this finished, and then we can all get back to disliking each other on our own time. Fine by me. Anything else that we need to know, Blitz? Yeah, I've hit the first firewall in here. I'll need you to get in there and install that bypass for me. Got it. I'll go find a terminal. This place is a dump. The top drawer of this desk is packed full of slender plastic rods. Cred sticks. Hundreds of them. Grab a handful. You sink your hand into the drawer of loose cred sticks and fish out a fistful. The plastic is slick and pleasant to the touch. As you withdraw your hand from the desk, Hassenkamp chuckles. They're all blank. You don't think that the Landenberg ring would leave them in an unlocked drawer if they had money on them, do you? You're probably right, but it couldn't hurt to check. You try to initiate a transfer between one of the cred sticks from the desk and the one in your pocket. Sure enough, the stick from the desk is blank. So is the next one that you try, and the next. Told you so. Now, can we keep moving, or do you want to test every stick in that drawer? Well, it couldn't hurt. That was a rhetorical question, genius. He shakes his head. Come on, VL, let's keep moving. This desk is catastrophically messy. Candy wrappers litter its work surface, and the bottom drawer is ajar. Search.
I thought it was a drawer.
You about through over there? Say what?
I thought it was a drawer.
Hang on a sec, I want to check this out. I'm not sure that we're on the same page here, so we should probably hash this out now and save ourselves some time. We are here to fetch the money that your friend owes to Mr. Grinder. That means that we aren't here to ransack desks or steal office supplies, so what you're doing right now could accurately be described as a waste of time. Your boss will get what's coming to him. Now back down. He crosses his arms. All right, fine, search away, but Mr. Grinder is waiting for my call, and believe me, it isn't wise to keep that man waiting long. I'll take my chances. Rummaging through the desk, you find an old-fashioned binder stuffed with cheap paper. Leafing through the pages, you discover what appears to be a business plan. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring is in the process of opening a string of payday loan centers across Drogenkippa. Hey, Hassenkamp, what does Grinder think about this? Isn't money lending his racket? Yeah. These Landenberg pricks have been a tick on his ass for years now, sucking away at the revenue that should be lining his pockets. Bad business all around. Thankfully, we're going to recover at least a little of that cash tonight. And speaking of which, just a second, I'm almost done. At the back of the binder, you find a note scrawled on a slip of scrap paper. Plots. I have real and pressing concerns about this silent partner that you've brought in for the loan center scheme. We don't need him. I keep saying it, but nobody listens. Call me. Any idea who this Plots guy is, Hassenkamp? Hassenkamp? Miserable son of a bitch. I had to share an office with that man for... Never mind. You don't need to know. Blitz whispers through your comlink. The plot thickens. Yeah, medical supplies. Any medical supplies I don't have to pay for, I will gladly take. This garbage can hasn't been emptied in a while. When you lift the lid, you find the bin full to overflowing with crumpled paper and disused office stationery. Dig through the trash. Oh, for Christ's sake, here we go again. Calm down, man. This is all a part of the job. This is ridiculous. You're on a run with a deadline and you're rooting around in a trash can. It happens more often than you'd expect. The longer we argue about this, the longer it's going to take. He steps back, an exasperated expression on his face. All right, fine, do your thing, but make it quick. Most of the waste in here comes in the form of old bank statements. Apparently, somebody in the Landenberg ring has been using the backs of the statements as scratch paper. The third handful of trash that you liberate from the bin contains a note that catches your eye. A. Where did you score that stuff, man? That juice that you were passing around? That stuff was unreal. I'm serious, man. I haven't been that high since grad school. When you get your hands on more, you let me know. John. What do you make of this, Hasenkamp? Well, let's see. Apparently a man named A scored some juice, and it was really unreal stuff. So what do I make of it? A couple of things. One, the Landenberg ring has some real F-ups on its payroll, and two, you're wasting our time. Of the two, I'm more upset about the second, because it involves you keeping me here in this cesspool longer than I need to be. Does that answer your question? You seriously need to calm down, man. I'll calm down when I'm out of here and away from you. Now let's keep moving. Blitz whispers to you via your comlink. Ask a silly question. I see. Well then. The door is locked. There is a small keypad, a keycard reader, and a comm panel set into the wall just beside it. I don't think I have any numbers. No. Watch your step. This desk is an oasis of order amidst the chaos of the rest of the building. Papers and chips are stacked neatly or filed by name and date. There's even an old-fashioned coffee mug filled with a random assortment of graphite pencils and ink pens. Hasenkamp raises an eyebrow. Huh. This desk is actually organized. Must belong to somebody in management. My thoughts exactly. He glances at the chronometer on his PDA. Time's wasting. Let's keep moving. Hang on, there might be something important in here. Let's have a look. Quick look. He rolls his eyes. Fine, whatever, just make it quick. Check the stacks of paper. You appear to have discovered a compilation of financial reports. Each report details the fiscal health of a small corporation. Taken as a whole, they paint a picture of small business across the whole of Germany. Each corp in the pile seems to have an interesting, innovative project underway. Unfortunately, all are also in dire financial straits, and at least half of them are teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Despite the corporation's impending insolvency, the files suggest buying heavily into all of them. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring's sources have led them to believe that all of these corporations are on the verge of being acquired by a single megacorp. The file doesn't say which one. A financial crime ring is involved in insider trading? Shocking! Now can we please move on? Check the drawers. Most of the drawers are neatly stocked with stationary supplies, but nothing interesting turns up. The topmost drawer is locked. Yeah, I'll leave the drawer alone. I don't have the strength to deal with that. You sure? Maybe there are some nice binder clips in there for you to play with, or a staple remover for you to steal. Really? Well, then maybe I should take another look. Forget I said anything. Let's go.
You're both being buttholes to each other.
This terminal has been left on, and the screen is still active. It has been logged in under the name Albert Trips. Keyboard input has been locked out, and a password entry box hangs in the center of the screen. Enter a password. Juice. No. Step away.
Look around her. Looks like Pastor Jason.
Yeah. Cram. Cram that in my stash. This vent is large enough to fit a drone through. If only I had one. Someone being that careless about leaving themselves logged in. I know this game came well before, but as such a glaring bit of poor security practice, I had to give it a try just for the joke.
You just...
Yep. For those of you who aren't familiar, someone gained access to Donald Trump's Twitter account because that was his password. MAGA2020 exclamation mark. They guessed and got in. I kind of wish I had thought to do that. You depress the call button. A shrill buzzing sound fills the air. There's no answer. Press the button again. Press the button again and hold it. The buzzer screeches like a frightened animal, then sputters and dies out. Moments later, a high-strung voice warbles out of the speaker. Who the hell are you, and why are you leaning on the goddamn door buzzer? The voice has a shrill, tremulous quality that you recognize instantly. The guy is writing a stem high, you're sure of it. Stay quiet. After a pregnant pause, you hear the voice again. Stupid thing, must be busted again. With a click, the line goes dead. The door is still locked, but the light on the comm panel blinks invitingly. Use the comm panel again. You press the button again, and again it chokes out its screeching cry. This time, the response is immediate. What the hell? Whoever you are, you'd better knock it off. I swear something bad is going to happen if you don't. Calm down. It's me, Albert. Or, it's me, Albert. Albert. Wariness creeps into the voice on the other side of the speaker. You don't sound like Albert. I have a cold. Open the door. You know that you're not supposed to be in here. Not after what happened last time. We've already gotten our one and only warning, remember? Yeah, sure, I know. But I also know that I've got a bottle of the good stuff in my bag. Another long pause. The good stuff? You mean, like, the juice? Well, okay. Maybe just a sip. Or two. The door unlocks with a solid thunk. Social engineering.
You told him what he wanted to hear.
Who the hell are you?
The Lindbergh baby. Wah! Smack.
Let's see now. There. Keycard. Server terminal. The interface of this console has been locked. Peering around behind the terminal, you find an absolute rat's nest of tangled cables running between it and the servers. Blitz? There's an awful lot of cables back here. Come on, Chief, it's not that complicated. They're running a hardware firewall. You'll find it installed on the main matrix line just before it reaches the first server. Kid stuff, really. Oh, for Christ's sake, quit preening and walk him through it. I hate to say it, but he's right. If you want me to get you around that firewall, you're going to have to give me instructions. All right, Chief, I'll take you through the steps. First, find the main matrix line. It'll be the heavy-duty optical cable that's wired in through a wall from outside. Okay, got it. Good. Now find the first box that cable connects into. It'll have 3 cables plugged into it, 1 power and 2 optical. Connect the ends of the bypass to the 2 optical cables. Following his instructions, you soon have the bypass connected. Alright, that's done. What's next? Nothing. I'm in. That wasn't so hard now, was it? Just get us into the vault, Blitz. I'm on it.
You literally just say I'm in. Dork.
an activation bit. Time to go find a socket to plug it into. Okay, well, that one blocks my progress. So, I'll need a different one. That's an annoying sound. Hey, Chief, I found something here that you might want to have a look at. What is it? Looks like a sort of persona non grata list for the Landenberg ring. Everyone on here is listed as shoot on sight. There are a lot of names here. Lots of personal information, too. Known associates, credit history, holopics, that kind of thing. Alright, so what's interesting about that? Well, there are 3 names on this list that I recognize. One of them is mine, naturally. The Landenbergs and the Schwarzerherzen never did get along. Another is Hassenkamp's. I'm not surprised. These bastards would just love my head on a plate. And, Chief, the other one is yours. They've got a whole dossier on you. No idea where they got it from or why, but they have it. I've never even heard of these bastards before tonight, so how the hell do they know about me? No idea. Looks like a new file. It was just uploaded about 20 minutes ago. Hang on a second, there's an attachment. I'll send it to you. Blitz's voice falls silent. A few seconds later, a brief message appears on the screen of your PDA. Plots. Here's the intel on those unwanted guests that I warned you about. They're coming tonight. Take appropriate precautions. Plots. I've run into that name a couple of times since we arrived. Any ideas, Hassenkamp? Jürgen Plotz. He's the leader of the Landenberg ring. I had to share an office with that miserable son of a bitch for 5 years before we went our separate ways. He's the greediest, most narcissistic piece of work that I've ever met, and I work for a loan shark. I'd imagine that he's not a huge fan of you, either. No, he's not. Anyway, in the end, it doesn't matter. Mr. Grinder will get paid, and Plotz is going to write the check. Well, that was very enlightening. Want me to delete the files, Chief? Please. A few seconds pass. Done and done. No need to worry about that anymore. That's very reassuring. Thanks, Blitz. Alright, Chief, it looks like there's another firewall blocking me from the vault controls. Go on. I'm going to try and get you limited access to the facility. You should be able to find a terminal in there that can bring the firewall down, and from there I'll get you access to the vault. Got it. Let's see, what is this bit control? Huh. Nice. Hey, Chief. I just cracked open a security door somewhere in your area. Might be worth checking out. Will you please tell him to concentrate on the job? We're here to settle his debt, not to hunt for souvenirs. All right, Blitz. We'll look into it. Great. Hey, thanks for doing that, Blitz. No problem, Chief. It's great to feel appreciated.
Really pissed off. What if Blitz was nice and deleted his file too?
Alright, you're clear into the secured area. Keep your eyes open, Chief. There's a tiny chance that you might bump into some physical security from here on out. Other than the crazy guy in the server room, you mean? Yeah, other than him. You said there wouldn't be any security in this building. Hassenkamp sounds tired. Easy in, easy out. No security. That's what you told Mr. Grinder. Those were your exact words. Yeah, well, the situation has changed a bit. Look, I'm not saying that you will hit security. I'm just saying that you might. So just keep your eyes open and lower the next firewall, okay? We'll keep our eyes peeled. Ooh. Portable grenade launcher. Sins to stash. Because I sure can't use it. You find a sheaf of banking information. The data in this paperwork all points to Meat Grinder and contains a long list of financial transactions and known associates. The whole thing is enclosed in a manila file folder labeled Plots. For once, Hassenkamp doesn't complain about the detour. When he sees the information in front of you, he stops dead in his tracks. Why would Plots have Meat Grinder's financial records? To steal from him, most likely. But these records, they don't make any sense. Care to explain that to the rest of us? The accountant frowned, staring at the paper printouts in front of him. I know Mr. Grinder's books. I tend them for him, and I'm telling you what I'm seeing in here doesn't add up.
If it does not fit, you must acquit.
Hey, could you pour me some more drink, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Kato Caitlin.
Ask Kato.
We're going back way far. That's over to me.
Yeah, I know.
You were a baby.
I was older than a baby.
Well, you're still kind of a baby. You're not a baby.
Like, I don't remember exactly what year that was, but I was at least 8.
Yeah, you were about 8.
Why would you want it to? If the Landenberg ring has a file on Grinder, isn't it better that it's wrong? Well, sure, but what I'm seeing here, it looks neat, professional. This isn't amateur work. Somebody went to a lot of trouble to write out projections for all of Mr. Grinder's future profits, and those projections are way outside the scope of what our organization brings in annually. Yeah, maybe there's something going on that you don't know about. Could Grinder be working a deal under your nose? Something he wants to keep you insulated from, maybe?
Oh, the mystery guy.
No. No way, that would be financial suicide. Mr. Grinder is good at intimidating people and breaking kneecaps. When it comes to keeping the business running, I'm the man that he turns to. Have been for a dozen years. Maybe you should ask Grinder about it when we're done with the run. Yeah. He glances back at the folder of information, a conflicted expression on his face. Maybe I should. Lots of safe deposit boxes. Oh, there's some folks in here. Thank you. Look sharp, security. Doesn't look like they see us. This looks like the terminal that Blitz was telling you about. Disengage the second firewall. The button depresses with a meaty thunk. That's done it, Chief. The final firewall just went down. I should be clear to access that secure node now. Get to it, then. Done and done. This'll be easy as pie. You wait and see. That's all fine and good, but be quick about it. There were some guards in the other room, and I don't want to be here if they decide to come exploring. Yeah, I'm on it. You two cool your jets. I'll let you know as soon as the vault door is open. Let's bring some control bits with me, just in case that turns out to be of vital importance. I don't really imagine that it will, but, you know. Can't do anything with that. Not right now, at least. Nor that one. This is the vault door control node. Unlock. There is another telltale crackle of static from your comlink. Blitz's voice fills your ear. His tone is impossibly smug. That does sound pretty good. Alright, Chief, that should do it. The vault's open, and I'm suppressing the alarm. Easy as pie, just like I said.
Hi.
Yes, yes, we're all very impressed. Now let's get this show on the road, shall we? Let's do it.
What unpleasantness awaits you in the vault.
As you approach the terminal, Hassenkamp steps forward. I'll handle the transfer from here, thank you. Be my guest. Hassenkamp's fingers dance over the terminal's keypad. A progress bar winks onto the screen and rapidly climbs toward 100%. Very good. Only one more thing that needs doing, and then we can get out of here. What one more thing? The deal was that we'd get Grinder's money transfer. We've done that. That took care of Blitz's debt to Mr. Grinder. Consider this the interest. Hey, whoa, hold up. I don't owe any interest. Grinder didn't say anything about interest. If you're grabbing things out of safe deposit boxes, we want a cut. Hassenkamp ignores him. Just wait here for a minute. I'll be right back. Hassenkamp walks to a nearby safe and taps a code into the keypad. The door swings open. He reaches inside and pulls out a small plastic box, then taps the activator on his comlink. Yes, Mr. Grinder, the package is secure. That's right, I'm holding it right now. I'll have it in your hands within the next 15 minutes. Your comlink crackles and Blitz whispers into your ear. This is bullshit, Chief. By all rights, that box should be ours. This was our run. Do you even know what the box is, Blitz? Well, no. But I still want it. What do you think Grinder would do if we took the box from Hassenkamp? Well, there's a long pause, then a sigh. He'd take my thumbs off, wouldn't he? I think that's the safe bet. Damn it. Blitz falls into a disgruntled silence. You can hear the soft murmur of Hassenkamp speaking into his comlink from across the room. Finally, he taps the power button and deactivates the device. All right, the deal is done. Let's get out of here. Upon approaching the vault door, two things become immediately apparent. One, when you stepped into the vault, the door sealed and latched behind you. And two, there is no obvious way to open it from where you're standing. Hey, Blitz? Open the door. Huh? What do you mean, Chief? The vault door, idiot. There's no way to open it from in here. You did account for that, didn't you? There's a long pause. Oops. Oops! I think that I might have missed that detail when I planned this run-through. This isn't a small detail, Blitz. If you don't get that door open, we're going to die in here. Easy there, Chief. Just cool your jets and let me get to work on this. I'll figure something out, don't you worry. Are there any fire extinguisher like the spray nozzles in the ceiling? Make it start raining and then get the attention of the guards out there? Hassenkamp rubs his temples with his free hand. The other cradles the plastic box like a piece of fine china. I knew that something like this was going to happen. When Mr. Grinder told me who I'd be checking up on, I just knew it. We all make mistakes. What's important is how we handle them, right, Blitz? Right, Chief. And boy, am I gonna handle this one. Just you wait and see. Give me 2 seconds and I'll have you out of there. 1, 2. There's a long pause. Finally, Blitz speaks again. His voice is strained. All right, Chief, I think that I can see how to get you out of there. You give me the go-ahead, and I'm going to try something, but there's a catch. Copy that. Keep going. Well, right now I'm keeping about 4 different alarms from triggering. No big deal, I can handle it. But I won't lie, opening that door is going to be tough. It'll take concentration, and I don't think I can keep all 4 alarms locked down while I'm doing it. So you're telling us that in order to open the door, you're going to have to set off the alarm. Do I have that right? Well, technically, you set off the alarm when you stepped into the vault. All I'm doing is keeping the signals locked down so that they can get out, so that they can't get out. And I might be able to release the lock fast enough to catch the alarms before they sound, but I can't guarantee it. How reassuring. If I have decking, I can just do it? Why go through this whole thing? Well, yeah, I don't have decking, of course, but anyway, I need to record my life. I'll be right back. Alright, Blitz. Go ahead and do your thing. I believe in you. Seconds later, the vault lock releases with a heavy thunk. Done and done, Chief. Nicely done, Your sentence is interrupted by a shrill wailing sound. An alarm. That's our cue to leave. Yeah. I can't say I didn't warn you. You'd better get out of there. That alarm is going off in both Meat Space and the Matrix. Reinforcements are on the way. You don't want to be there when they get here. That's an understatement. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh boy. Couldn't hurt. Go ahead with those two. Nature spirit. Yay for spirits. You hear a loud thunking sound, a heavy-duty mag lock clicking shut. The little light above the exit door goes from green to red. Blitz, I'm detecting a pattern here. Yeah, Chief. I'm getting right on it. What a goddamn train wreck. There's another long pause. The tension mounts. Then your comlink crackles to life again. Okay, Chief, I figured out how to get you out of there. You're gonna have to release a couple of locks. You can find the controls in the rooms to the north and south of your current position. But in order to get to those locks, I'm gonna have to hold the doors open for you. Keep talking. Now, on my end, holding even one of those doors open is going to be a full-time job. There's no way that I can hold both at once. So once I've opened a door, you'll have to run in and release the lock, then get back out again. I won't be able to do much else until you do. You hold a door open, we run in, release the lock, and get out again. Do that twice, once for each door. That's right. Once we've released both locks, you need to get out of there as quickly as possible. I'll lock the place down behind you. Oh, and, Chief, you're about to have some more company in there. Hassenkamp. He readies his weapon. Wonderful. Oh, lovely. That was a pretty severe miss there. Oh, jeez.
That whoever the heck designed your deck there had the Covalent Jones to call it Excalibur.
Okay. Another spirit. There. Oop. Not unless you have, like, a greenhouse. And there we go. Hack the node. Alright, Chief. I've reached the door controls, ready to force it open on your mark. Once it's open, you've got to get in there and release the northern lock from the control panel. Not yet, Blitz. Just hold tight until I tell you different. No, it doesn't really.
Yeah, it'd just be like a weird sloppy mess.
Okay, now do it. Do it. Nice. Yes. Oop. Ow. Oops. turn. What's going on?
Come on, enemy turn.
I think it might be stuck. And the last save was before this whole combat started. And it's already after 5. So I think what I'm gonna do, since it doesn't seem too keen on progressing on its own, is call it here for today. And try again on Wednesday, which is when I will try to hold court again next. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern as usual. I'm doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday now, instead of all week long. And yeah, hopefully it won't freeze up on me next time.
Wednesday's coming. Did you bring your coat?
Thanks for watching, y'all, and I hope to see you next time. Good night, everybody.